Over the years, Sunderland Association football clubs came out with some very weird and unique merchandise items. We have things such as like Premier Lager, their own Vaux Lager, which I still have a bottle of. Maybe I'll have a drink of it if I get to 1 million subscribers. Who knows? We've got the Sunderland AFC Rubber Ducky. We have face masks for Christmas. Remember the pandemic, people? We've got these little like construction Lego bits. We've also had these very unique, exquisite bottle toppers. Be honest, you thought it was a butt plug. And finally, things such as the plushy dinosaur collection. And not forgetting these weird ass gloves, which I don't know who okayed them, but they make me look like an absolute creep when I wear them. New to the range of merchandise, we have actual Tifo you can wear. This, you can wear Tifo now. You can wear Tifo hat, Tifo bum bag, and Tifo tote bag. So all these items are individually procured and made from upcycling our Tifos. Interesting one with these, you will see on the patch here, a little patch, put a little close up on there. And that is, they are made from the original Sunderland AFC Tifo. Now, fun fact about this, Tifos such as the one from the Coventry playoff semi-finals, they are all made out of like a fabric and material that have little holes in. I'll show you from the footage I got from doing the Lord Lambton one and from the Wearside one, that these are very thin pieces of fabric that these are actually made out of aren't as holy, so to speak, as the Tifos are, which would lead me to believe that this isn't the Tifo that it says it is. Now, that's not saying that Sunderland's trying to rip you off by false advertising or anything. I just believe that this Tifo is actually the one from Wembley, which means that they've taken it from Wembley, which had the same design as the Black Cat from the semi-final, and they've upscaled it. As you can see, there's a little bit of pattern. Now, the thing with this is, I have no idea where this was on the Tifo. I was under it. I know there was a lot of like white sheet and whatnot, and obviously predominantly a bit of red there, and as you can see, a bit of black, bit of silver. So I'm going to go ahead on a limb, and I've spoken to some of the This Is Wearside guys, and they say that this kind of material is more akin to the Wembley Tifo rather than the actual one that's been advertised from the semi-final against Coventry. With these products, they've kind of went under the radar, as Sunderland hasn't really made much of a song and dance about it. I know like a couple of the fan pages have shared them about and whatnot, but this is your chance to own a piece of Sunderland history. And I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not like here to sell them. I'm just here to like show they exist, and like this is a part of history. This is from the way I'm going to say it's from the Wembley Tifo. They're advertising at Coventry. I'm going to say it's a Wembley Tifo, and you can have a bit of it in either bum bag form, hat form, or tote bag form, and it's memorabilia, isn't it? You'll be able to find these online on Fanatics or on the club store. I don't know if they have any physical ones left at the actual club store at the stadium. But what we've got is we've got the tote bag, which is £38, the hat, which is £35, and the bum bag, which is £40. And personally, I think it's a bit steep. It's like on one hand, I can understand that. One, it's memorabilia. Two, it is something that is really highly collectible and unique. And three, the club have to recuperate the costs of like putting their money towards a Tifo in some way, shape or form. But for these three items, like £113, not including the £5 delivery that I paid, it's a steep price for normal fans. And it's unique in the way that you can grab a bit of history and you can be like, yes, I've got a bit of history. But in all honesty, I'm probably not going to use the tote bag. I'm probably not going to use the hat, and I'll only use the bum bag if I'm feeling a bit more adventurous. I'm saying that. Honestly, I put them all on. I look like an absolute twat in them all, to be honest. And that's just a personal point of view thing. Like, you know, you might look better in them if you buy them. But for me, it's it's keep a piece of history and help the club like recuperate the costs for what they've done for the Tifo down at Wembley. And I'll be honest, like I don't know which part of the Tifo these are from, which was one of the downsides where when I think like with the Tifo stuff and that, like it'll take us ages to like have a look over, and still like this nondescript bit I couldn't really match it up to anything, especially like given how big the Tifo was and how small these items really are in the grand scale of it. It's difficult, and like if you're buying something like this, I'd personally, you'd like a certificate or like maybe an image with like a little square which says like this is the part of the surfer or the Tifo that you've actually owned a piece of. But that's neither here or there. I've paid like over 113 quid for these. And I reckon they're cool if you want to collect, if you want a bit of memorabilia, if you want to own a little bit of Sunderland history, and if you want to help the club. And like me only downsides are, like I say, it's a steep price point for what they are. Practical uses, you'll not really get much of them. But if you're buying them, you want to keep them. You want to try and keep them pristine. You own a bit of history there, and like actually getting wear out of them. But it's good to see that the club's actually putting the money in, they're putting the effort in there to try and recuperate the costs and give a little bit back to the fans, because we've got to have like lots more displays going on, and I know people sometimes take the plastics home with them just to keep a little bit of the match and take it away in that. And I think having something like this, something like a tote bag, a bucket hat or whatever, just like a little piece of it, and maybe they'll do different things in the future. I know I've put my ideas forward for a few things that I think would make great merchandise options, maybe for previous displays like the Lambton one. If they do still have the Coventry Black Cat line around somewhere. Also the Derby Day Tifo, the things that we've only got one use out of them, and these are the things with Tifos, you only get one use out of them. It might as well like cut them up into bits and whatnot and give fans like a little piece of history that they can get hold of. Once again, price point, I can probably understand if they send it to like a proper company and they'll actually be charging for it, so they'll have to recuperate costs for them as well. So it's a tricky one, but I thought you'd be interested to see these, interested to review them. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.